Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to the Easy English podcast. I am so incredibly happy to be here today. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Alex. We are absolutely thrilled that you've decided to spend some of your time with us again. How is everyone doing out there?
Seriously, every time we sit down in this studio and we see that little red recording light go on, I start to imagine all of you. I imagine someone sitting in a cozy room with a cup of tea. Maybe someone else is chopping onions while cooking dinner. Or maybe you're on a crowded bus, trying to block out the noise by listening to us.
Or, let's be honest, maybe you're sitting in a library, pretending to study for a big exam, but actually, you're just enjoying some English practice with Hannah and Alex.
But Alex, that is still very productive. Listening is the secret key to speaking. So if they are listening to us, they are studying, in a way.
True. It's much more fun than just reading a dry grammar book, right?
Exactly. Oh, speaking of fun and, well, maybe not so fun things, Alex, how was your weekend? I heard you went on a little adventure.
Oh boy, adventure is one way to put it. It was interesting, to say the least.
Oh no, I know that look. Whenever you say a weekend was interesting, it usually means something went wrong. Come on, tell the listeners what happened.
Okay, so I decided to go on this perfect hiking trip. I had the map, I had my new boots, I even packed a very fancy sandwich with avocado and sun-dried tomatoes.
That sounds like a great start. Very professional.
It could have been a great start, but I forgot one tiny thing.
Let me guess, the map.
No, I had the map. I forgot to check the weather reports.
Oh, Alex, in this city, you never, ever go out without checking the rain forecast.
I know. So I reached the top of the mountain. I was ready to take a beautiful photo for my Instagram. I was thinking this is going to be amazing. And then boom, the sky turned black and it started pouring. No, it wasn't just rain. It was like a waterfall from the sky.
Oh no! What about the fancy avocado sandwich?
It became, avocado soup in about 10 seconds. I was soaking wet, shivering, and I had to hike all the way back down in the mud.
You're joking.
I wish. I stayed in bed all day Sunday with a hot lemon drink, thinking about how that trip could have been the highlight of my month. But instead, it was just a cold disaster.
Well, I'm sorry about your sandwich, but listeners, did you hear that? Alex just gave us the perfect introduction to today's lesson.
Ah, yes, I used could have been.
Exactly. That is our big topic today. We're going to talk about something very powerful, very emotional, and very common in English. Could have and could have been.
These structures are so important because they allow us to talk about the what-ifs of life, things that were possible in the past but didn't actually happen.
Or things that did happen, but we are imagining a different result. It's the language of imagination, and sometimes the language of regret.
Yes, regret is a huge part of it. And I know many of you learners understand could for the present, but when you see that have and the past participle, you might panic a little.
Don't panic. We are here to break it down, slowly and clearly. Before we start the grammar part properly, let's say something important. If you really want to improve, don't just listen to our voices like background music. Pause the podcast. Repeat the sentences out loud. Try to feel the words in your mouth.
And please stay until the end because we're going to give you a challenge to write your own sentence in the comments. Practice makes progress, always.
Okay, let's get into the meat of the lesson. Alex, first question. What does the word could mean by itself?
Well, basically, it's about ability or possibility. Like, I can swim becomes I could swim when I was 5, or it could rain today.
Perfect. Now, what happens when we shift that into the past using this formula? Subject plus could plus have plus past participle.
Now we're talking about a missed possibility, something that was possible in the past, but for some reason it didn't happen.
Exactly. Let's look at a very common example. Imagine a student who didn't study for an exam and failed. He says, I could have studied more. Alex, what does that actually mean in his head?
It means in the past, he had the books, he had the time, he had the brain power to study, but he chose to, I don't know, play video games instead. So the ability was there, but the action was not.
Exactly. Let's try another one. Imagine we're at a train station and we see the train pulling away. We're just 10 seconds too late. I might say, we could have caught that train if we ran faster.
Right, it was possible to catch it, but we didn't. So the structure is always the same. Could have gone, could have done, could have called, could have finished.
Let's talk about the emotion here, because native speakers don't just use this for facts, they use it to express feelings. For example, I could have told her the truth.
Oh, that sounds heavy. That sounds like someone who is feeling very guilty.
It is. It shows that I had the chance to be honest, but I stayed silent, and now I regret it. Or what about this one? He could have won the race.
That sounds like he was the fastest runner. He was leading, but maybe he tripped at the last second. He had the potential, but reality had a different plan.
Now, let's compare two things that often confuse people. Could go versus could have gone. Alex, can you explain the difference?
Sure. I could go to the party usually means maybe I will go tonight. It's a present or future possibility. I'm still deciding.
And could have gone?
That means the party was last night. I stayed home and watched the movie instead. The party's over and I'm just thinking about the fact that I had an invitation.
That is the key. One is about now and the other is about then. Now let's move to the second part of our topic, could have been. This one is slightly different because been is the past participle of be, so we're talking about how things could have been different.
Right, because been is the past participle of be, so we're talking about how things could have been different.
A very famous sentence is, it could have been worse. We say this all the time, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. If you have a small car accident and nobody's hurt, you say, well, it could have been worse, meaning it wasn't worse, but the possibility of a bigger accident was there. It's actually a way to feel better.
It's a way to find relief. Or think about your hiking trip again. You said it could have been amazing. The situation was a disaster, but the amazing version was possible.
Exactly. Another example, imagine a friend of yours is very talented at singing, but they decided to become an accountant. You might look at them and say, you could have been a famous star.
That's such a beautiful and sad sentence at the same time. It means they had the talent, the potential, but their life took a different path.
Let's look at the structure for this one. Subject plus could plus have plus been plus adjective or noun. It could have been better. He could have been a doctor. It could have been dangerous.
Oh, it could have been dangerous is a good one. Like when a child almost runs into the street, the mother grabs them and says, "Stop, that could have been really dangerous."
Meaning, thank God, nothing happened, but the potential for danger was very high.
Now, I want to pause here for a second and talk about a mistake I hear all the time. Students often say, I could have went. Alex, please tell them why that makes me want to cry.
I know, it's a common trap. But remember, after have, we must use the past participle. Go becomes went in the simple past.
but it becomes gone in the past participle. So it's always I could have gone.
Yes, please, repeat after us. Could have gone. Could have done. Could have seen. No could have went. No could have did. No could have saw.
That's a very important point for grammar accuracy. If you use the wrong verb form, native speakers will still understand you, but it sounds, well, a bit messy.
Okay, let's do a little practice. I will say a wrong sentence, and you, yes you, the listener, try to fix it in your head before Alex says the right answer. Ready? Sentence 1. She could have ate earlier.
The correct way is she could have eaten earlier.
Good. Sentence 2. We could have saw him at the mall.
It should be we could have seen him at the mall.
Perfect. Last one. I could have took that job.
Nope. I could have taken that job.
Excellent. Now, let's take it a step further. We've talked about could have, but in real English, people often get confused because they hear two other phrases that sound very similar: would have and should have.
Oh yeah, the big three of the past. Could have, would have, should have. They're like cousins. They look alike, but their personalities are very different.
Let's explain the personality of each one. Imagine this situation. My friend had a birthday party and I didn't go. If I say, I could have come to your party, how does that sound, Alex?
To be honest, it sounds a little bit rude. It sounds like you're saying, it was possible for me to come, I had no work, I had a car, but I just chose not to.
Exactly. It's just a fact about possibility. Now, what if I say, I would have come to your party, but my car broke down?
Now that sounds like a real friend. Would have shows your intention. You wanted to go, you planned to go, but an obstacle stopped you. So would have usually needs a but.
Right. I would have, but. And finally, I should have come to your party.
Oh, now you're feeling guilty. Should have is about obligation. It was the right thing to do, but you didn't do it and now you feel bad.
So, could have equals possible, would have equals intended but blocked, and should have equals correct or obligatory. Different modal, completely different feeling.
This is why English is so rich. Just by changing one little word, you change the whole message you're sending to your friend.
Let's look at more real-life scenarios. Imagine you're watching a football match and the star player misses a very easy goal. What do you say?
Most people scream, he could have scored that, meaning it was an easy chance. He had the skill, but he missed.
Or what about criticism? Imagine your brother uses your laptop and breaks it, and he doesn't tell you for 3 days. You find out and you're angry. You say, you could have told me.
Exactly. You're not saying it was a possibility. You're using that possibility to show your disappointment. You had the chance to be honest. Why were you silent?
It's almost like a question, even though it's a statement. Now, Alex, let's talk about something that really helps with natural listening: pronunciation.
Oh, this is a big one, because in school we learn could have gone. But in the street, nobody says that.
No, it's too slow. Native speakers are lazy. We like to slide the words together. So could have becomes could have.
It sounds like could of. Listen, I could have gone. She could have called. It could have been worse.
And sometimes, in very fast speech, it almost sounds like coulda. I coulda told you.
If you're listening for could have and the speaker says could have, you might get lost. So when you practice, try to say it fast. Could have, could have, could have.
Let's try it together. I'll say the long version, you say the short version. I could have seen it.
I could have seen it.
It could have been great.
It could have been great.
Perfect. Now, let's go back to some advanced imagination. This structure is often used in something called the third conditional. don't let the name scare you.
Yeah, it's just a fancy name for saying if X had happened, Y could have happened.
Like, if I had known you were coming, I could have made a cake.
But I didn't know, so there is no cake. Sorry.
Haha, exactly. It's just about a past condition and a past possibility. Let's try another one. If she had practiced more, she could have been the champion.
Again, she didn't practice enough, so she isn't the champion. We are just looking at a mirror of reality.
I love that. A mirror of reality. That's exactly what it is. Now, listeners, I want you to give a moment to really think. Language is not just about rules, it's about your life.
That's true. So ask yourself, what is something you could have done differently last year?
Maybe you could have started learning English earlier, or maybe you could have taken that trip to the mountains, hopefully with a better weather report than Alex.
Hey, don't bring that up again. But seriously, when you connect grammar to your own memories, your brain remembers it much better.
Exactly. I could have been a better student. I could have been more patient with my sister. These sentences mean something to you.
Now, let's talk about surprise. Sometimes we use could have to show we are shocked. Imagine you're walking and a flower pot falls from a balcony and lands right next to you, just 1 inch away.
Oh my God! I would scream, that could have killed me.
Exactly. It didn't kill you, you're fine, but the possibility was so close that it makes you feel scared.
Or, you could have told me you were getting married when you find out your best friend got married in secret.
Wow, that would be a big surprise. And a little bit of a should have feeling too, right?
Definitely. Okay, let's do a final review because we've covered a lot today.
Good idea. Let's summarize the main points.
Point number 1. Could have plus V3 is for a past possibility that did not happen, like I could have gone.
Point number 2, could have been is for a past state or situation that was possible, like it could have been better.
Point number 3, it is often used for regret, criticism, surprise, or relief.
Point number 4, don't forget the pronunciation. Could've is your best friend for sounding natural.
And point number 5, always use the past participle. No could have went.
Perfect. Now, I have a question for you, Hannah. If you could go back in time, is there anything you could have been instead of an English teacher?
Oh, interesting. I think I could have been a professional chef. I love cooking. But then I realized I hate washing dishes, so I stayed with English.
Good choice for us. I think I could have been a pilot, but I'm afraid of heights. So, yeah, that wasn't going to work.
Haha, so we both could have been other things, but we are here, and that's what matters.
And we are happy to be here with all of you.
Before we finish, we want to remind you that making mistakes is okay. If you use could have wrongly today, don't worry, you are learning. Your English could have stayed at a basic level, but you decided to challenge yourself today, and that is something to be proud of.
Absolutely. Every episode you listen to, every sentence you write, adds a new brick to your English house.
So, here is the challenge. Go to the comments section right now and write one sentence about your past using could have or could have been. We promise to read them and give you some feedback.
Maybe it's a regret. Maybe it's a relief. Maybe it's just a funny story like my wet sandwich. Whatever it is, write it down.
And if you enjoyed this episode of Easy English Podcast, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who is also struggling with grammar.
Because, well, they could have been confused for a long time, but this video might finally help them understand.
Nice one, Alex. Using the grammar until the very last second.
I try.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your ears and your time. We'll be back soon with another topic to help you speak English with confidence.
Take care of yourselves, keep practicing, and remember, you could have done anything today, but you chose to improve yourself, and that's amazing.
See you in the next episode. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.